tell you what, I'd rather be out there with her than with you.
Yeah, I know.
It's just warmer.
It was, I think, 5 o'clock this morning when she left at 6, but 5 this morning. She was like a child.
I bet. First time you've been there?
Yeah. I've never been there, you know.
We don't see blue strips sometimes, that's nice. But there again, all those islands are, it's just sand and sea and blue sky and warmth.
We were supposed to go last week, but they didn't want to go during school holidays. And I had a week, it rained for 3 weeks.
Oh, what, over there?
Yeah.
Right at the lights, please.
Do you still do the talk through when you're talking on the road about it?
On basic courses we do, yeah. Commentary, yeah.
My Mini went in this morning. Bought a new Mini last year.
Oh, did you?
Convertible one. And I've got 17 faults with it.
17?
Yeah. 2 new gearboxes.
Do you know, I was reading, watching an article on television about the new Mini, how about storming the world, the reliability across those ones. That makes a light to it, doesn't it?
Well, I think I had the Friday car, you know, the Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty.
That's pretty grim, there.
Yeah. It's quite an annoying indicator, isn't it?
Yeah. It's the only reason why you can't turn it off while you're stationary if you want to. Reapply before you start to move. Oh, so you're not impressed then?
No, I'm not. No, I wrote to the, you call it chief executive now, not managing director. I've told that crap it's been.
Yeah.
In a polite way, you know, not,
Of course, yeah.
not a rude type. It's been a long time saving for it.
Where'd you buy it from?
Linked, mate's
Did you? They're not prepared to take it back and give you another one?
I think if they don't fix it this time, I think they'll say, look, take it back and just put a hook bar up. So we're the first course doing this then?
You are. You're the virgins. Never been done before. So it's a learning curve really for the first couple of months until we get a feel for it.
Yeah.
And is there anything about any constructive comments you want to make? Let's have them.
I was never really comfortable with fast driving through country lanes.
No.
Where we are in Midway, never really seemed to few and far between when we did it.
The principle is not the fact it's country lanes, Tim. The principle was that it's your observation, your planning,
Yeah.
anticipation. That was the thing they were looking for. And of course, in Midway, you know your fire ground fairly evenly, so you should be in a position to say, okay, I know full well what's coming around the next bend.
Yeah.
For people in, say, Tenterden,
It's
different ball game altogether. Yeah.
Just never really felt comfortable going fast on some of the corners, you know. I enjoy driving fire course.
Sorry?
I enjoy driving the fire course.
Yeah.
Especially if we beat rain.
Yeah. Now there's a scenario for you, Phil.
Yeah.
Would you go through on that?
In practice or
No.
with you now?
No, yeah, in practice. Forget what the theory side of it
Oh,
says.
yes.
Yeah, okay, fine. If you went through and something went wrong, that's the bit they're worried about, the zigzag lines, all right, and they'd probably say you shouldn't have gone through. And what we don't propose to do is either sort of say you should go through or you shouldn't go through. We're going to say a lot of it depends upon circumstances. But you must also bear in mind at the end of the day, if something's gone wrong, you as the primary have the primary responsibility of the vehicle, and you're going to have to answer queries.
So one question I didn't realise, if I get done for a violation of a light, the chief officer gets done as well.
He used to, but not anymore. It's an individual responsibility. No, he will only get done if he has ordered you to do it.
Right.
Now he's not ordering you to do it. What the traffic regulation says you can do it, but it places the responsibility solely on your shoulders. Let me just take you back a stage. You've both been in the brigade long enough to realise that the old policy for accidents was to drop somebody off at the scene of the incident, and you carry on to your fire call or whatever it might be. And that was enshrined in policy.
Yeah.
That was an order.
Right.
And under those circumstances, if something had gone wrong and you hadn't stopped, you hadn't given the details, not only would the driver have been done, but because it was an order enshrined in policy, so would the chief fire officer. Alright, so it's called vicarious liability. If you're acting on his behalf and you have a law, and he's saying you can do it, but if in law you can't, then he is equally responsible.
He wanted to get rid of that one anyway.
Sorry?
He wanted to get rid of that order anyway.
Did he? Well, he should never put it in the first place, honestly. Whoever advised him on that was lacking in a bit of road traffic knowledge.
It was Curtis, he should pull over for a little while, shouldn't he?
Well, there you go. He's doing that for 8 hours a day. I suppose he gets pissed off and pulling over. Never get anywhere.
Yeah, that's it. Little go off.
Yeah.
So where were you based then?
I was all over the county, Tim. I had 8 years on traffic, 3 years in the driving school, and a special branch.
Well, you lost your skin pad there, didn't you?
Yeah, that was great. That was great. I mean, we used to have some bloody good fun on that. That was just oil and water. Having said that, you know, I mean, things move on, don't they?
Yeah.
We've got the skid car now. We use the manoeuvring area of the top end for skid practice with these.
One thing we did do, I think it was down in Dover somewhere, was we did handbrake stops.
Yeah.
We still do them, or?
We do them up at the training centre, up at the manoeuvring area. Go left at the next set of lights for me, please. We flood the surface with water, and we do a series of exercises using the ABS and without the ABS, and teach the guys the basic rudiments of skid control by applying the handbrake and turn, so the back end brakes away. Sorry?
Rod Peak gone completely down.
No, he's doing the LGV course this week. You missed him. You'll see him later on. Well, I think of them.
Yeah.
I have mixed views on them. I think they're in the sort of the nicest possible way. They are a road safety issue. I think there's too many of them to be to give them any credit anymore.
Money spinning.
Well, that's the option which is always put forward. But it does obviously generate an excess of amount of revenue, and I sometimes question the positions in which they're placed as being sort of necessary. It's an easy way of catching speeders. Years ago, when you used to have to either follow them for about 0.3 of a mile, or use radar, or use any other means, VASCAR or anything like that. My view was that it was a lot more sympathetic to the motorists, because if you actually did somebody doing say 38 or 39 in a 30 limit, you could actually give them a bollock and send them on their way.
Yeah.
Invariably, no one was ever, for instance, in a 30 limit, no one was ever reported for doing less than 42 mile an hour. So it was a bollocking and away you went. People learn from that. Of course, with cameras, it's black and white, isn't it?
Yeah.
And get over about 36 mile an hour now and you're nicked. Left at the lights then, please. And I think that's a bit unfair. Especially in view of the fact you've got a 10% error reading on your speedo anyway, so that takes 33, so they're doing you for doing 3 mile an hour in theory over the odds, and I think that's totally unjust.
My friend's got one of those machines.
Yeah.
Cost him 400 quid. It's just the whole time he's talking to him.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I suppose it's got its pros, it's got its its fors and against. I'm not entirely certain that unless you're doing a lot of mileage and you're a bit of a tear arse, that it's necessary. I mean, come on, you're in the 40 limit now. I mean, why do you want to be doing 60?
Yeah.
If that's the manner of your driving, okay, fine. Then sooner or later you're going to get nicked and you get disqualified.
Yeah.
And you've got to say to yourself, well, is that? Well, that's nice stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, what were we talking about?
Is that on camera now?
It is, yeah. Zoom in. When you see the tear asses, the same as we see them day in, day out, and in my view, they deserve everything they bloody get. Right at the lights. We've had some atrocious things caught on camera. Speed and driving, and you think, yeah, when you went down the road, you get nicked. I'm quite happy for that.
Oh, well, you've picked it up with other people.
Oh yeah, that's some dreadful, bloody dreadful sort of driving sort of scenarios on that. And there are times when you think, I've a good mind to give that to the old bill and say, there are, but we don't get involved with it, so.
So what's the speed limit?
Speed, indicators, braking, blue lights and siren registers.
And how often do you have to calibrate that speed?
Well, it should be calibrated every time it goes in for a service. It's quite an easy thing to do. You just do it on the machine again. So it's not a big issue.
It's a clever toy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like a police one, isn't it?
Not far off it. I mean, theirs are calibrated for more accuracy for speed. You can zoom in and zoom out on it, record, pause it, take the tape out, put it into a bigger television so you've got a bit of clarity. Switch between the positions.
I'll turn that one.
Yeah, that's good then.
Is that the rear one?
That's you.
There you go.
I can't know how to get my head up.
So you can flip far away with it. It's a good bit of kit.
I always seem to end up being a guinea pig for something wrong.
Oh, there you go. You can go back and give your thoughts then, can't you? 249 and the Isle Sheppey and Sheerness. And Sitting of course. Boys job only, is it?
Oh yeah. Oh,
how old are the kids?
Mine's 22 and 19.
Oh, so they've got a babysitter.
Yeah, well, our boy's just moved back from Scotland with his wife, and so we've got them living with us at the moment. That's a new experience getting the baby in the house.
Oh, tell me about it. We had about a year ago, my oldest lad and his wife and 2 kids descended upon us. They bought a house which needed gutting completely and then sold their old one, had nowhere to stay. How can we come and stay with you for 6 weeks? Christ's sake.
How long did that last for then?
6 months.
We've been there a month and a half so far.
Yeah. It's lovely, I mean it's fine, you know, but there comes a time when you say,
enough.
Yeah, I want my own space back, bugger off. Start with.
It's nice when you go down the bottom of the lid, it's gritty now.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, none of that time here's the kids that make it.
It's not nice when you come down and they're gritty now.
Yeah.
You think, oh, I want a cup of tea to sit down and relax.
Yeah, all those a piece of pie. I'm a miserable bastard first thing, and all I want is a cup of tea, a bit of toast, and a paper, and quiet. Peace. That's all I need. I very nearly volunteered to come back and work full time for that 6 months, but alright. Don't be silly about this. Tim, and we've got the national speed limit signs, we can make much progress as we want to. Apart from when we're doing blue lights, stick to the 30, 40s and 50 limits, okay?
Our first fire.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah. That girl got killed, right?
Yeah, of course, Jade's Crossing on it. It's quite, if you look to the left-hand side, we've got this little garden there, which is kept as a memorial to her and her grandmother. It's generally kept nicely.
Do you want me to keep
keep it going, yeah. Where the overtakes are there, take them. Sorry?
It's sluggish up a hill, isn't it?
The type of motor it does day in, day out, it soon tends to sort of knock off its performance. And when you're ready then, next movement.
this part now, I mean, I'm keeping hoping to. Do you want me to be overtaken and get past them all as if?
You drive it as you think, not what I want. I'm looking for the way you're going to drive.
No,
So
what I mean is, do you want me now as if I'm on a fire call or just as a normal?
well, you'll make progress. Well,
Yeah.
the fire call is going to be, and it shouldn't be any different when we've got the blue lights on. Now, for that, what I'd have done, I'd have kept that running on the offside lane coming down here, and then braking, getting the speed right. Okay, picking the drive up then. Just been aware of whatever is spilled on the road. Could be diesel, could be water. Driving it through the bend then. Straighten it out where you can. No reason why not. Look. Again, we've got this fluid on the road, looks like water, diesel, I can't smell it. And then just building that up. Slightly round to the right. Looking at the green lights in particular, the pedestrian control lights, there's no one on either side of it. We can reasonably expect it will stay green. Vehicle ahead is turning left, vehicles ahead are braking. Just checking the mirrors. Beyond that, we can actually see into the distance, nice straight stretch. Vehicles parked near side, one emerging from the near side. Eyeball contact in, that's fine. And up ahead we've got the road. There's a slight dip. Lights still at green, and a little bit of oncoming traffic.
How do you practice it? Practice with each other? How do you practice?
What, this?
Yeah.
What our skill levels you mean?
No, the drive to fires.
Sorry, you lost my count.
Have you had anybody else do the dummy run for you?
No, we've done it all. We tend to work these routes out. We've run them. Yeah. We've done the risk assessment on it. So I say you're the virgins today. You're the first ones. Student-wise.
I've been a virgin for years.
Yeah. Okay, looking ahead, we've got one vehicle turning right, we've got one emerging from the left, and we've got vehicles still on the right hand side there. Speed camera coming up now. Beyond that, we've got two sets of lights which are green in our favour, tailback of traffic, and vehicles emerging from the left hand side.
Front, isn't it?
Yeah.
Flat cap on it.
is, right, yeah. Lots of vehicles there coming towards us. The second one on the left down there, emerging from the left hand side, one on the right. Coming into a one-way system. Won't looks ahead. Pedestrians now are an added factor to consider. And a pedestrian crossing, which at the moment appears to be okay, looking into one side of it. Heads up then, we can see the road going round to the right. One-way system. Road. We're going to follow the side to the A2, please, mate. A2 Faversham. Vehicles in a braking sharp right hand bend coming up to get the speed right for the bend. Gentle gas pushing through. Stay in this near side lane and follow the signs for Faversham. So roundabout end, we'll bear off to the right to Faversham again. Enough in the back there, Phil?
Yeah.
Back down a bit. Can't afford to sleep in the front, do we? Right, just along here on the left hand side's a little lay-by. We'll pull in there.
Last a little.
Yep. Totty coming up here. What should be going, she? Big thighs there, look, crush you. Right. Okay, happy with your drive?
Yeah.
No major problems with that. Then observation levels just a tad on the low side, but that's quite normal in the sense that you've come away from 3 years driving around Medway.
Yeah.
But prime examples when we come down the 249, that car, as we come by the little chef or whatever it's called now, you had a little twitch there. You weren't sure about the car was going to come out or not.
No.
You should have actually assessed that back down the road. I'd give them a flash the light, say I'm here, matey, or whatever. But in general terms, let me just clarify the point for speed. When we're not on blue lights, 30, 40, 50, we follow quite stringently.
Yeah.
When we come to a national speed limit sign, then we'll make maximum progress where we can.
Right.
Yeah? Both happy with that? Right, okay. Right, what we're going to do then is to do this first blue light run for us, and we're going to go from here, down through Sittingbourne, onto the A2, as far as Faversham. It's a distance of about 8 miles. During the course of that, you're going to come across a series of traffic hazards that you would normally encounter on a blue light run. All I'm looking for is to give people time to react to your presence and space to react to your presence. Okay, you have full control of the vehicle in terms of the siren, unless you say to me turn it off, alright, because you're busy doing other things, but if you're busy doing other things then it should be on anyway. And you have full control of the speed of the vehicle. If I feel like it's necessary for me to say to you, hang back a bit, I'll say to you, or if at any stage I'm not happy with the way you're driving, I'll say, okay,
Stop,
please. Okay then?
Yep, fine.
My belt's on then, guys. In your own time then. Blues and siren and your headlight flash. Okay.
Yeah, I'll leave my rears off in it.
Right, when you're ready. drive as you would, sort of take into account all of that you can see of your planning. Different mindset, make the maximum progress where you can. please. Look anywhere along here, if not, it'll kill the lights of the...
That's another thing you find. After you've come back, after you've had the fire call,
Yeah,
you've got to calm down.
that's right.
Like you're back down to 30 miles an hour and it feels like you're in a milk carton.
Yeah.
That's
Well, the adrenaline does just do some funny things to the body, there's no two ways about it. And what's the average sort of time for a shout? 5-10 minutes most?
yeah.
Yeah.
And saying it's cold and calculated, it does, it changes with the person's recording. So,
Yeah. I accept that.
because the simple way it works is you're now thinking, am I going the right way as well? You're having all this, as well as getting
Yeah.
there.
But I mean, you've still got to think about it. I mean, there's no... What I would say to you, if this person's reporting that you've got a very serious call, and I've done the same with serious RTAs or firearms incidents, bloody hell, I've got to get there.
Yeah.
But at the bottom of my back of my mind, I think, Christ, if I cock this up, I'm going to get there anyway, so just back off a little bit.
Yeah.
And you've got to think it through quite logically. We'll do a right, please, at the junction. That only comes, I've got to say, I mean, how long have you been driving now?
15 years.
Yeah, well, see, you've got the experience there to back you up, but that comes with experience. The guys that get in the driving seat for the first 6 or 9 months of shouts, they haven't yet really been able to sort of differentiate.
I've won 180 one of these.
Yeah.
Over the whole flyover of Chatham. Following the land. The wet. Just lost it. It's probably a good thing because it's made me realise that was Norway.
Yeah. Please you recognise that. A
Yeah.
bit tight for the old girl, isn't it? So that's the sort of thing, you see what I'm saying? You've actually got to think about what you're doing. So I know we were talking,
Yeah.
but we should be saying,
Shell bags.
yeah, hold it, plan it, can I get through, and so on. Then they flash and let you through.
Yeah.
It's nice just to sort of say thanks very much. Just sweeps the pill a little bit.
I hate people that acknowledge.
Sorry?
I hate people that don't acknowledge these things you know through. I know some people can concentrate, but
We'll do a left at the T-junction, please.
so it's the main drag again.
Yeah, back onto the old A2. Oh, somebody else. Nice naughty. There's no way they should be having an overtake there.
Yeah. Round the hill.
Yeah, that's right.
Do they do this CFAX as well?
They do. Yeah, they do. They do driver training, but when they do their blue light training, they actually do it in a Ford Galaxy.
It's not the same.
Not the same, no. It's not the same. But the principles are always the same. You know, time, space, reaction, all the rest of it.
I think some electric gates here.
So again?
I think some electric gates here, wouldn't mind.
Oh, did you? You're still there?
Yes,
Is that your forte, Lynn?
no, I used to work for a fellow. He used to have an engineering firm, and he did all the. He was putting all the steels in and ramps and done that as well. So just one of them jobs we did for him.
Yeah.
Do you think 3 years is enough time, or should be more than that?
What, for these refresher courses?
Yeah.
I'd like to see you doing 3 days on a refresher course. If you actually make a comparison with what the police do, you actually come out of the brigade, come out very poorly on it. Initially they do a 4-week course, it's what they call their standard course. Part and parcel, which is blue light training.
Yeah.
And they've also got to learn the roadcraft book inside out. So they do that, and they come back every 3 years for a 2-week advanced refresher course. No, come on, they do that, then they go away for an 18 months, come back on an advanced course, which is about another month. That one they do pursuit training, all sorts of other disciplines that are peculiar to the place. Having done that, and then get their advanced ticket and go away. When they come back every 3 years, they do, I think it's a 4-night course, as opposed to 1 day. Now, if you take on what you're getting today, the first part of the exam, the second part's an assessment. Literally after lunchtime, if I've got any input to give to you, I'm limited to about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
It's very difficult.
Because so many of us.
Sorry?
So many of us at cost.
No, it's what the Home Office recommend. The Dear Chief Officer letter, which is dated 1986, came out with a basic training package for driver training for all brigades. And it's never been updated. So in that 1986, when you're about half the traffic on the road that you've got now, it was relevant. It's no longer relevant. That's why we've had to go along and take advantage of sort of the exemption in law for training and for speed. That's why you get your blue light training now.
Yeah. Definitely different.
Yeah.
That'll be in the course feedback.
Sorry?
That'll be on the end of the course feedback.
Well, it's fine. You've got a form to fill in at the end of the course anyway. If you want to put something on the positive or negative down about it, then do so. What we're trying to get back in the first 3 months is some sort of feedback from the student to say, is it relevant? How's it conducted? Do you feel secure and safe in the way it's been dealt with? Straight on at the next roundabout then, please. Towards Canterbury. Break down here, have we? No one in the car? Not a BMW breakdown, surely.
Another one, not mine.
Oh.
Not good. Am I going A2?
A2 please, yeah.
Dover.
Take the first turn in left, slip road, towards Portland, Dunkirk.
I will sleep well after this day.
Sorry?
I will sleep well after this day.
train on now, please follow the signs of Perm Bay. Feeling comfortable with it? Yep. talking big, I mean, the wheels must have been 3 foot off the ground.
Are they?
Oh yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't the correct mini chassis.
Sorry?
It wasn't the correct mini chassis.
I think you're probably right.
I've got it for a whole week this week.
Yeah? you get it? For the week? Oh, this is the one that you did.
Yeah.
Hire car. Right. Buying a Ford like that some years ago, a Ford Sapphire, and I think within the first 9 months of having it, it had had 6 clutches and 3 flywheels. Yeah, and yeah, bloody dreadful. Within 2 years, the doors had rotted on it. I've got a 6-year warranty on it. What else had gone wrong? In hot weather, you'd go along. It's happened in France for us. We'd go along around about steady old 85, 90, and it just cut out on me. And in the sort of the offside lane, oh bloody hell! Got the wife and the kids were they?
Confidence levels dropped.
Yeah, pulled into the near side. What the bloody hell was going on? Turned the key, fired away, and away it went. And it did that every time it was hot. No reason for it. It just did it. And it went back into Fords, and they changed everything, and never did cure it. So in the winter, it was a beautiful car. In the summer, it was a bastard. You could never rely on it. And I sold it to a bloke, and I said to him, look, this is the problem with it. This is what we've done. It happens to that again. Bugging me a week later. He goes, that fucking car of yours, he says, I've been on the motorway. He said, it let me down. Just cut the dial on me. I said, okay, fine. I want your money back. He said, no, I want it sorted. I want the car. So I put it into a backstreet garage. Yeah. It's 3 years old now, this car. You know what they did? Took the fuel pump off. They looked at it and said, there's your problem. You've got a vent operating arm on it. That's what it was. Got a new fuel pump on and the bloke never came back. Fords couldn't find that. And I had 3 years of bloody grief with it. Why only did you want it to stop? God only knows. But it was, you know, yeah. Perhaps the old kink and the bloody pump expanded on it, something with it, you know. But, yeah, it could well have been. Never did find out the reason for it. Yeah. I've never had a Ford since. We got to the end of the warranty, and Ford said, sorry mate, it's had a warranty, not interested anymore. Bastards, mate. You get these cars, don't you, from time to time?
She comes here with your
Yeah, I bet, yeah.
coming to a club all the time.
Yeah.
I'll make round an old Astra. She's always got one line up at her.
Yeah, well. Roundabout here, we're going to go off right towards Canterbury, the A291 place. That's my boy. Going that way. Bus lay by up here on the left hand side, I'll pull in and stop. Just a bit further up here.
Is that 21?
It should be running. Just keep it running for a minute. It's just around where the corner is to see where the signs are. Alright, where's it gone? Keep it running. Just put it behind these cars here for a minute. Okay, mate, we're going to do a blue light run from here then, and we're going to go through a series of little villages with fairly narrow roads and built-up areas. You can have a variety of obstacles to sort yourself out. All I say is do it in your own time, space for people. Okay, we're going to go through in towards Sturry, and at Sturry we're going to turn left back towards Margate. It's about 8 miles long, and you deal with it as you see fit. Right. So when you're ready, there you go. So you want your light bar and grill, double on, headlight flash on, and when you're ready then. sides to sandwich and dough with it. Straight on like this. Yeah.
The oven bit, don't they?
Like you down a sandwich over that way. That's what they do the oven. Princes. right off that road surface, isn't it? No glare. Turn right, yes please. Huge place and expanded all the time. Yeah, I used to work down the road many years ago at a little timber importers, and the only part they had was an old building up there. But for the last 10 or 15 years they've done nothing but expand. They've got about 6,000 employees there. Very good firm to work for apparently. They pay an employee £1,000 a year to job share, to car share, come to work. Yeah. Signs for Bradgate, Dover and Deal. They're certainly responsible for the price hike in Sandwich for houses, that's for sure. And Dover and Deal again, please. Sorry? And many other things. I've got two neighbours, both of them work for Pfizer. They're doctors, and one's in the research. What do they call it? Not research. They call it something to do with research.
Research and development.
Something like that, yeah. And the other one is on the production side of it. They're both doctors in the sense they've got a doctor sort of philosophy behind their name. And they tell you a few stories about Viagra. I mean, I didn't know, but it was discovered by mistake. Viagra.
It's side effects, isn't it?
Yeah, initially it was started off as a drug for heart attacks, and part and parcel of their research program is they give these drugs, having sort of done the clinical tests on them for patients to try. One of the things they say is, what side effects did it have on you? And of course the old boys used to come back and say, "Cost that bloody hard on for about 24 hours non-stop, you know." So as this came back time and time again, they suddenly realised they got a winner here for bloody sex aid, and that's how they developed it.
Impotency.
Impotency, all right. Well, if you take it in. Yeah, he knows the terminology. Yeah. But what the doctor was saying, the next door neighbour was saying, is what they now found is, having developed it for impotency, all the rest of it, they've now got to warn people that have got sort of heart problems not to take it. Well, initially it was designed as a bloody heart sort of medicine, you know. Now they say, for Christ's sake, don't take it. It cost about 20 pence to manufacture each tablet. Yeah, they sell them for about a £5. Now, is that profit? Yes. They've been developing one for the female Viagra. I'm not quite sure how far they got with that at the moment. Right? Yeah, that's right, yeah. You can make a bit of progress when you can then, Phil. I'll tweet in a minute. way. See where the white sign is on the left hand side?
Yep.
That's the cafe there. We're going to pull in there, please. Have a wide to me. So we're on the second entrance into where the car parkings are, just past the 50 sign. Sorry?
Where do you want me to go from here?
Straight on, please, towards there. This is all new.
Where that car is?
Yep. All the white van. Converter. That one over there where the trees are, it used to be the slag heaps from the pit.
Alright.
And they converted that to some sort of, recreation centre.
Is that because they can't put anything else on it, or?
Say again?
Is that because they can't put anything else on the lane?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I mean, it's all shale and residue from the pit. Hey? Betsanger was over there. That's where the pit was. And they used to have a railway line going all the way through to drop it all off.
Bit of a farmer on our recruit course who was McDonald, his name was, I think.
Yeah.
And he was he left there for some reason. But he was camped during the miners' strike. And he was saying he had his house smashed.
Yeah. Nasty time it was, I remember that well.
And most of the coppers on it loved it.
Well, I mean,
So much overtime.
yeah, I've got to say, financially, it was good, but I mean, at the time, in my hometown still, so all the mates who used to go to school with the miners,
Yeah.
I found myself going to some of the bloody picket liner back there. My wife worked at Elsham as a school secretary, and all our sort of social friends were from Elsham. So I found ourselves in conflict with them as well. But just put us in this lake by just there, by stop Macklers. So it was a very difficult time. I mean, the money, yeah, was great for doing sod all. I mean, at the time we had any conflict in terms of physical conflict, were few and far between. But right, okay. We're going to do it at the next blue light. We're going to go through Deal. It's quite a busy little town. We'll follow it through the town centre. Then we're going to follow the coast road out through Walmer, and I'll take you turning off to the left, and then we'll just kill the light. So again, quite a tight little sort of course, quite trying. Let's see how we get on. Okay then.
Yep.
So when you're ready. Roundabout ahead, we'll bear off the left and follow the signs of the town centre, please. We'll go round to the right. you make your mind up, off you go then.
It's slow, isn't it?
Yeah. Now see the dilemma you've got there. Roundabout, go right, please. Turn up here, Tim.
Not yet.
Yeah. We're going to go left, please, at the junction.
That one?
Yeah.
I thought that was
left,
one way.
left, yeah.
Read that wrong. Cars follow to the left. There's one down here, left place. Still coming, and everything, so everything's fresh in your mind.
Stop sign ahead, then we're going to go left then towards Dover Place. This one?
Yeah.
Don't think so, is it? They've got those sneaky little bloody vans, don't they? Take them out the back now, they put the cameras in the back and wind the window down. Yeah.
Is this Deal still?
This is Walmer. Come through. The main town centre was Deal, along the front there, where the receiver's on the left hand side. Past the castle was Walmer, just continues with it.
Probably have Deal complain that somebody else on their follow ground.
Dealer complained quite a bit about blue lights, but not as a result of us. I mean, Jim, if he's done it, should have actually notified all stations that blue light training was starting today. So if you see a vehicle going through they're not familiar with,
It was a bit of a surprise when you said it this morning.
yeah, I'll bet. You see, they get a probably with Manston, RAF Manston do blue light training through this area. One of those things.
It's not RAF Manston anymore.
No, we're talking about the MOD. No, MOD, Ministry of Defence. Yeah.
Nice window.
Sorry?
Nice window.
Yeah. smuggling industry here.
that?
If you go down to Kingsdown, which is down the road, that really is a very quaint place.
Couple of roads and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, very narrow, lots of old sort of inns like that.
So I live in Rochester, and it's quite quiet, but
Yeah.
it's not where we want to finish up.
What have you got in mind?
We'd like a small house with a large garden.
Yeah.
That's my She likes gardening. I quite like sitting there watching it.
Enough about art.
I'm doing the digging bit.
Yeah.
Once it's dug, and stoned out and all the rest of it, then she takes over and I don't know any of it after that.
Well, about 21 years ago, we decided we wanted the same thing, a large garden. We had 2 kids, 2 boys. And it was great for the first 2 years. And that's a pain in the arse.
I'll tell you, still there.
Oh, yeah. Mum and the grandchildren are enjoying it now, so I suppose I can't complain too much. We seem to spend so much time looking after the garden.
Yeah.
That you spend more time looking after it than you do enjoying it.
She's very green thinking though, so
Oh, there you go. RRL, mate.
I'm not.
Do you know this area very well?
I'm not
What
talking.
about you, Phil?
Got here on the
Sorry?
Alright, man, straight over the yes,
I'll take you along the Cliff Road. Again, it's quite nice if you want a day out, day ride out. Family, it's very pleasant. You go through St Margaret's Bay, which is here. You go through St Margaret's Bay. You can actually go into the bay itself if you want a nice, quiet, sort of relaxing Sunday or whatever. A bit of sun and the sea there. It's lovely. It goes right. You go right down the hill into the bay. There's a pub down there.
The kids used to go Westgate a lot when we were kids.
Yeah. This is a pebble beach as opposed to sand.
Westgate's nice.
Yeah. Do a left, please, at
Well, that
where
man
the
is.
Y van is, yeah.
They do the live rescue training, don't they?
Yeah, part of it, yeah. Quite high up now in terms of sea level.
I bet it's getting snowed in a bit down here, don't you, really?
Yeah. Did you ever watch the film Battle of Britain?
Yeah.
The old aerial shot. It's all shot over here.
How's it?
You got the 3 coast pylons over to your right there. They feature quite a bit where the old Stukas come down and bombed it.
What's that thing there?
It's a GPO place. GPO post office place. Listening post and Christ knows what. Yeah. I used to come to the cliffs. There'd be thousands of people on top of the cliffs up there just watching these dogfights take place. And couldn't put it into it.
Is that during the war they used to watch it all?
Sorry?
During the war they used to watch it with it all?
No, I'm talking about the
When
Battle of
they
Britain,
filmed
the film bit, yeah. You should take off from Manston or from Hawkinge, which is the folks inside. Use those aeroplanes. So,
It's quite nice.
they did it all with about a dozen planes.
Well, the whole of that?
Yeah, you see hundreds of them on these, don't you? I think there are about 6 Spitfires and about 6 bloody Fokker Wolves or whatever it might be.
So it's worth sometimes, if you know Rochester Airport,
Yeah.
they've got a society there. They rebuild Spitfires now.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We, once in a while we pop in there and they show us all around them.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
There's a couple of guys on a fellow called Chris Caswell, who's well into the flying, he's in with the lads there.
Yeah.
Houses.
Yeah. Big car park. left it jointed up.
Yeah.
That's Shakespeare Cliff, very famous.
Run up.
Yeah. Oh, I'm missing.
Looks like right. No. Here he is.
Oh boy, keep going. No youngster, is he?
That's good, yeah. Nice parts of your job, isn't it?
Yeah. We're not going to turn left, but if you turn left there, you can actually go along and have a nice walk along the cliffs. It's very pleasant. Take the kids in.
Quite a good light vents along here.
Yes.
I thought that was going to be more sweeping.
Junction ahead, turn left, please.
Is it open to the public?
That is, yeah, there's some lovely things there. They've got Hellfire Corner, which is the site operations centre used by Admiral Ramsey for the evacuation of Dunkirk. And that's still its original format. That's very interesting. You've got the castle itself and Pharos, which is also very interesting. You go right to the top there with the kids, so they've got a lovely view over the valley. The Constable's Tower, which is the main one on the main gate back there, is residential for the sick wards. What's the name of his name? Lord Warden of the sick wards. Used to be the Queen Mother. She's picked passed on somebody else. Straight on the lights.
Rain.
Yeah, we'll just stays with rain and not snow. I should find out.
I mean, me and Salo to pursue, that's wrong for me to do that, isn't it?
Well, if you no, let me sort of give you the explanation. If you're on a DSA driving course test, you'll be failed for that.
Yeah.
All right, but that's DSA standards. Extending the courtesy to a road user like that, I think, is perfectly acceptable, provided it's not a sort of misleading signal. Misleading signals can be flash of lights and all sorts of things.
Yeah.
Got to follow a road round to the right. And go right to get at the next satellite.
One went, yeah.
Sorry?
The silver one went.
Yeah.
Roman painted house. It's peeled.
So yes, it's very nice actually.
It's snow.
Oh, great. Thank you. Thank you, God. My grandchildren will love it.
Well, that's your hand. That's not seen the snow yet.
Oh, be interesting then.
Yeah. Whole years.
Roundabout ahead we go straight on, please. Follow the signs to a river and Temple York. You little devil, you. You did that deliberately, didn't you? Yeah, I'll stop that fire engine.
Channel's full of ugly boats today, isn't it?
Yeah. Listen, at my stage of life, anything's welcome.
I'm in the wrong lane here.
No, you're right.
I'm in a hurry.
Stay in the near side lane.
Big man in that coffin sit.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
No, no.
With no real cannons.
I don't know. Oh, it's sort of, there's a good guess on that.
Not the fireplace.
Yeah, we've been looking for fireplaces for bloody months now, I tell you, and realised how much there is on offer.
Yeah. What, looking around for it?
Yeah, we've been all sorts of places. And gas fires. Bloody thousands of them. near side lane and follow the road round to the left.
Good day for her going on holiday, yeah?
I bet she's sort of about 35,000 feet at the moment, sort of
Yeah.
enjoying a nice Bacardi and Coke or whatever.
She drinks near enough neat vodka.
Does she? Oh well.
So one tonic lasts 4 or 5 vodkas.
Cool.
Yeah. We're messing about, you know. We went out for drinks Saturday night.
They're off. Sorry, no, carry straight on. You're gone.
Drink Saturday night. Now the two girls start chasing over me saying, what goes on tour stays on tour, and all the stupid jokes, you know. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, all right.
How long have they gone for a week?
Yeah. All inclusive on it. It's called Turtle Beach Hotel.
Straight on.
My boys, you read this up to me, what hire car they give you. So I'm texting, they give me a Z4.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, but he's jet chuffed about that.
He doesn't know, he thinks I'll get the Z4.
Yeah.
Oh. I didn't know what a Z4 was until I went in the garage.
Oh, right, yeah. Everybody go left where the blue car's going, please.
It's nice and 10.5.
Bear off to the right.
My whole station driving changed in a bit.
Is it?
Yeah. I think since I did lose it, do you know the flyover in Chatham?
Yes.
That's right by side me over that corner. The banks went right round.
Bit of diesel on the road, or
It just
went.
I was new and overzealous
Yeah.
and following the ladder. Terry Carr was sitting in the front, he was screaming like a pig. And I just turned around when we stopped to apologise. That was it, you know. Nobody even took the mickey.
No.
No, it was just so
This struck done with your brilliance.
stupid. But I still remember it. Like,
But you made your mark in fairly quickly.
yeah. We go over and call it, oh, watch it through Ryan Street. It's getting heavier now.
It is. Coming our way. You don't?
No, I think it's a sticky sort of feeling when the snow comes towards me. I concentrate on it.
Didn't make it today.
I will, innit? What's this place called?
Autumn.
She'd like it.
ALKHAM.
She'd like it. It's expensive, isn't it?
I've no idea, quite honestly. very, very bleak in the sun in the winter. It's very misty and very cold over there. But in the summer, it's lovely.
You can see the HC farm first.
See that school moving away across there, look. The M20 then from that place. Sorry, follow the M20. in there. Well, do your next blue light run then. It's going to be up along this road. We're going to come to a major intersection with the M20, which is controlled by traffic lights. You know it? Alright, okay. All I'm saying to you is just play it by ear, give them plenty of time on there, because there's generally a fair backlog of traffic coming onto it and going round it. There are about 5 sets of lights around the entire roundabout, so there's good indication. We're going to follow the signs to go into Ashford Town Centre. I'll give you plenty of time for directions and so on.
Yep.
We're going to go into Ashford Town Centre. We're going to go round the ring road, which is, I guess, it speaks for itself. There are lots of little hazards there: pedestrians, traffic lights, pedestrian control lights, and a one-way system.
Yep.
And we're going to go out the other side onto the old A20 towards Lenham. It's around about 7 miles, all told. So you're going to get a variety of circumstances. Relatively easy road, major roundabout, major town work, and out on the other side of the dual carriageway. Okay then, when you're ready, if you want to make a start then. left. Yeah, follow the M20 side, left, next right. Follow the M20 side, next roundabout we want to go straight on. Take the offside lane now for me. We're going to follow the offside lane round into the one-way system. So it's going to go over there, let go, tail back. Go there, left, in the next set of lights. Next roundabout, straight on, A29. Give them time, mate, give them space. Straight on, yeah. Next roundabout we're going to go left, take the first left onto the estate, kill the blue lights, okay? Just come round the roundabout, we'll park back on the road, back coming out. Debrief on there.